I wasn't bullshitting, because I'm really not that much of a bullshitter at all. And I'm very rarely a liar. Very rarely a liar. Because I don't see the point. You know, whatever happens, happens. And, you know, Dollar Tree's a little policy about, you know, we don't want you working off the clock. We want you to get paid for every hour that you work. I know it's bull. I don't involve any of the cashiers in it. But I've seen people working off the clock. You know, it's pretty widespread. I mean, basically, I've had people from other stores, and they were all doing the same thing. Nobody cares. Nobody talks about it. Oh my God, I'll help you if you talk about it. But the thing is, even if you downgrade it to what you're telling corporate and saying, you know, in your official statement, saying, you know what, it's me literally about passing out, and it's me not having my breaks. That's what I'm mad about. Well, you know, you alluded to some point, you know, staying a little bit after. Okay, so 5, 10, 15 minutes? 15 minutes? Really? 15 minutes doing something in the office, finishing up a task? That's what you're mad about? Okay. Yeah. That's really productive. But I'm tired of lying about it. I mean, they already went and fired me. So what I was actually admitting to was simply working through my breaks. But I wasn't talking about the fact that the times when I was even a cashier years ago, been with this company for 8 years now, years ago as a cashier, had managers when we were supposed to be closing at 10 o'clock, you know, out by 10:30. I was there till 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock with them, but still off the clock, punched out. If I was supposed to be punched out at 10:30, I was punched out at 10:30 exactly. And what were we doing? We were going through and doing the rest of the work. What happens when you bust your butt? They make you a manager. See, I figured out within 2 weeks of working there, I watched people coming in. I watched somebody who was the stocking manager. He's supposed to be stocking overnights or in the mornings. He was coming in often right before we closed, and he would be stocking off the clock by himself. We would leave. You'd say goodnight, have fun, do whatever, and he did his thing. I've seen where they've had people, they let him go, and then they accuse him of stealing afterward. He must have been stealing. He must have had $6,000 worth of boxes he stole. I can't verify any of that. I'm not going to verify any of that. I can't verify any of that. But the fact that you sit there and you have all these high expectations of your employees, they have to do this, they have to do that. They need to do 40 boxes an hour, so they needed to do, you know, hundreds of boxes a day. And if they're not meeting quota, if their stocking team's not meeting quota, shit's falling on them. And what happens? You feel this pressure. You're told, you know, you're not meeting up standards. You get these nice little things. They used to call them apple seeds or something like that. And I just call them shit list. That's all it is. It's a list of chores. It's usually basically the same thing every day. Oh, and in case, you know, you didn't read that one, you got it more or less on the clipboard too. It says the same thing. All these nice little chores you get to do. You know, how many boxes you need to aim for. Never taking into account what actually might be happening in the store. You know what? I can say whatever the hell I want to say. It's my place. You're wasting my time, or you're wasting my time, because if I'm not on the clock, because I'm told be out 9:30, and where am I at 9:30, 9:40, 9:50? You know, there's no chance you have of getting out on time when you have to sometimes recount everything. You're keeping that person there with you as you're recounting everything, because Dollar Tree runs on management busting their hump and working through their breaks after they were already supposed to go home, and sometimes maybe even by themselves, completely by themselves. You know, if they worked earlier in the day and they're getting off at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, they can go finish their chores anytime. You know, they're the ones going, oh, the cashiers spot them, and the cashiers are going, hey, didn't you supposed to go home already? They're like, you don't see me. I'm not here. Don't see me. I don't want to hear Bridget's mouth, but you don't see me. I'm not here. Might be on the clock, might not be off the clock. Who knows? Are you being told to work off the clock? Hell yes. Hell yes. This is the girl's advice too, even was, when I have to close and I need to get them out on time, what you do is you sit there and you count the money, you fill out the slips and you have them sign it. Then you get them, march them over to the computer, have them punch out and leave, lock them out. You can go back into the office. You can print your go backs. You can play with all those fun little clipboards. You do that for a little while. Then you go home. Of course, that's assuming you don't have a basket or two of go backs still. And if you leave those basket or two of go backs, no matter how bad your day was, no matter how long your day is, you got there at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. You've been on the register the entire day. You don't hardly know your name. You didn't get to eat. You're dehydrated. And in the last case, I didn't get to go to the bathroom until 9 p.m. Basically 10 minutes to 9 p.m. Which really doesn't make much difference when you've been there since 2:30. But do these people care? No. Does the district manager care? No. Apparently the store manager doesn't care. She just cared that she was going to have somebody to help her with, I don't know, let's see, the upcoming fall or the irony of all ironies. But I'm wrong because I actually admitted what's going on with me. I didn't sit there and bring in everybody else's stuff because if you really want to know, I could bring it up. I could bring up enough that you won't have probably half your managers in that store. They'll all be gone because I know stuff I shouldn't tell. It's not my business to tell, but I could tell it because I don't care. Why were they working? They weren't working off the clock because they felt like it. Nobody feels like it. Nobody wants to sit there and stay off the clock. The fact that you even seem to want to believe that, think that, I don't know what you've been smoking. They don't care what's going on. They don't care. They don't care how sick you are. Man, I was up there Friday and I was about to fall out. My last night working. I was so sick. I don't know why I didn't fall out. I'm telling the customers, I feel like I'm going to have a stroke. But I'm still going fast on that register. I'm still sacrificing my soul, my body to do their work. And they don't appreciate it. Not a bit of it. I mean, if one text means, oh, you quit. Well, why didn't you call me? Why didn't somebody ask to talk to me? Because the thing is, I have more balls than to quit with a simple text. I'm the one who usually tries to keep it light in the store and makes jokes. Tries to be funny. Because the customers will hurt your feelings. They will make you cry. They don't care. They come in with whatever baggage they're having. Oh my gosh, since COVID. Like everybody keeps citing since COVID. And they are horrible. They don't care. They'll eat you alive. I mean, I've had a customer spit in my... He wasn't even really a customer. I mean, you can't call somebody who's in there stealing a customer. But anyway, recognized him. Cashier recognized him. I followed him and his girlfriend right out of the store. He turned around and spit on me in my face. You think anybody from this corporate cares? No. The store manager didn't seem to even really care either. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so someone could have spit some kind of disease into my face, but, you know, you don't care. They basically don't care about anything going on in your life. When you're telling them, oh, you know, there's all this stress and you need to get, you know, cashiers that actually want to work. Cashiers that are capable. You know, maybe test them on the register, make sure they know how to work that thing fast. It's not that hard to scan. And I've had one, at least one, maybe two, that I knew actually could go faster. They just won't. They don't care. You are going to lose really good people because of something stupid. It's actually your fault. It's your fault. Because you have this thing where it goes from the top to the bottom. And what was I doing? I was shielding the customers. The cashiers. I was shielding the cashiers from that. I wasn't going to sit there and dump on them constantly with, you need to sit there and sell more donations. We got some kind of quota. We have to do more donations. And da-da-da. You have to do this and you have to do that. And you have to make more sales. You have to push extra things with every sale. You have to ask somebody, hey, do you want extra candy bars? Hey, do you want this? Hey, do you want that? You know what? Sometimes people just don't have any money as it is. I have people who are splitting transactions between like 2 cards and change from their pockets. And you want me to sit there and try and sell them on a donation? Oh, come on. You want to fire me? I'll be collecting unemployment. I will be getting my 30 hours paid time off, whether you think I deserve it or not. I will be getting it. Oh, and you probably will be paying me for all those, at least the half hours. That's what I was actually owning up to, the half hours that I worked. Because I had a start break and never an end break. Or an end break, but never a start break. Why? Because I was on the register ringing out your customers. Those beautiful people who come in with their grumpy attitudes and want to buy your garbage. So that whole stealing thing, me, never happened. What would I be doing? Playing music, Pandora, streaming, maybe headphones on, maybe just that. I'd sit there and even go in the office and put it, I've gone in the office before and I would put it over the intercom. I was there by myself, didn't care. Stocking boxes by myself, didn't care. Only if I felt like it. Because there's all these expectations of what things are going to be, what things are going to look like. Oh, there's company coming tomorrow. There's company coming in a couple days. There's company coming next week. And the store needs to be clean. The store needs to be stocked. Occasionally, if you don't pitch in, you're not a team player. But I mostly stopped that. Or getting to being like 9:40, 9:50. I'd clock out then if I hadn't already clocked out. And I'm there till maybe 10 o'clock, a couple minutes after. Why? Why? Because the shop at the end, the deli, if I don't get there 10 o'clock, well before 10:20, 10:15, you're not going to get anything to eat. They shut down their cookers. So if I'm in there late leaving the store, the only thing you're going to get to eat is cold sandwich. And I've eaten so many sandwiches. So many sandwiches. Because I have to get the stuff put out. What? Yeah, when I came in, there was like 4 baskets of go backs. And then I did a recovery. I really fast recovery, like through the store. And I go to the front, help out for a little while, back again. And I probably got like 3 or 4 more baskets of go backs. So that's probably 8 baskets of go backs, enough to fill about 2 carts sometimes. You got to get all that put up before you go home. Because if you leave even 1 basket, Melissa will have a cow. Bridget will have a cow. Bridget has a cow at Melissa. Melissa will have a cow at you. And then, if you were actually talking about it to someone from corporate, you're supposed to act like, oh, yes, everything's fine, everything's dandy. We just don't like each other. And, So I just have to work during my breaks, and I don't like that. Oh, it's so hard. I like to complain. I'm not really a team player. I just want to mess around and collect a paycheck. I don't actually want to do work. And I must think Dollar Tree's like super loaded and they're going to pay me money just because I complain. That's not true. So I can, I could freely admit right now, because I don't really care. Store manager said, I don't care if you work off the clock, but if you get caught, I'll deny it. I'll act like I have no knowledge. So I could walk into her office saying, hey, I was here till 11 o'clock last night. Hey, I was here till 10:30 last night. Twice, I actually got caught. I mean, verbatim caught. Because stalkers came in at 12 o'clock. I didn't know they were coming in that early. And I believe these were either leading up to Christmas or because there was a visit. More than likely, I think for sure the one was because there was a visit that was going to be coming. And, oh, these people from corporate, you got to make the store look as nice as you can. They don't care that you cut your hours down to like 200 hours for a store that should have 300 and something hours. You're basically missing 80, 100 hours. And, you're supposed to run the store on that. 220 hours even, I've seen. Jeez. And the store manager's about ready to cry because she's like, I don't even know how they think I'm going to run the store, much less do stocking. She's doing stocking on her own. She wasn't stocking. There wasn't nothing being stocked sometimes. No time. Everybody has to clock out on time. Well, all the stuff has to get done. Oh, even leading up to inventory, there were no hours. So if your store looked like hell, it's your fault. It's corporate's fault. It's literally corporate's fault. Because corporate doesn't invest in their stores. You're getting it from pretty much everybody when you're an assistant manager. Everybody is shitting on you. They don't care. And I did my best to shield every single cashier I worked with from that. Because I don't think they deserve it. They don't deserve it. They deserve to have their breaks. They got their breaks. You know what? The smart ones left the store. I'm not calling them. I've had ones, they're on their lunch break. 30-minute unpaid lunch break. And the customers can lose their minds. They can start screaming like, I don't know, like it's a prison riot. And I will just literally look at them. Put my head down. Keep on scanning. Boom, 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 boom. They're going to get in my face. You need to have somebody else come up here. Ma'am, that person is on their break. This thing is mandated under law. Their break. And no, I'm not calling them because they're on their break. Some of these customers, I would have spat on them if they were on fire. They are that horrible. Making demands that are so irrational, so unfeeling, they don't care. And all I think is, if you're that hateful, go to Walmart. Bring yourself up. You shouldn't have been here.